H E L L O, hello. M Y, my. N A M E, my name. I S is. N I C K. Hello, my name is Nick.
It's great to meet you, Nick. Do you want to tell us your story?
Y E yes. Just working with him, he's able to teach me so much more than I'm able to teach him. Nick's mantra too is, just because I don't talk doesn't mean I have nothing to say. Even now, like, I'm still always learning, like, oh wow, like I didn't know he could do this, or he knows so much more than we actually ever know that he knows.
I say all the time, Nicholas is the teacher, I'm the student. I'm learning from him. But now I can't even tell you the meaning that took on, because he has me in a world I know nothing about.
There's plenty of help us out.
Nicky is my first of 3 children. He was born in 1998 when autism was just about 1 in 150. We weren't quite convinced that everything was okay with him from a very young age. I'm a special ed teacher, so I kind of knew.
You're a special ed teacher?
Yes, I am.
Interesting.
Yeah, way before he was born, yeah. And I kind of had that mommy's intuition, that gut feeling in my stomach that something may not have been right. And I kept it to myself for quite a while, and then at 15 months I said, he doesn't seem to be like the other babies. And it's funny, when I went to my husband and said, do you think that there's anything? He said, yes, do you? And I said, you didn't say anything to me? And he said, no, I was afraid. And I said, me too. So we had him evaluated, and he was diagnosed with what they call PDD, pervasive developmental disorder, which they told me to stay off the internet, and everywhere I went on the internet just kept leading me to autism. So it was very, very hard for me at first to take off my teacher hat, put on my mommy hat, and go through the emotions of almost mourning the child you thought you were going to have, and now where do we start, and how do I do this? And I went through a little period of some denial and feeling bad for myself, but I quickly dusted myself off and said, okay, we got to hit the road running here. And I went completely the other way, like absorbing every bit of information I could get. Books, conferences, webinars, anything they had available. And I kind of overdid it in the beginning because it depressed me a bit, but I really wanted to stay focused on what I could do to change him, to fix this, to cure this. And it took a long time for me to say the word autism. What else can I do? We tried so many things. He had the ultimate amount of therapies, 20 hours a week of ABA, 5 hours a week of speech, 5 hours a week of occupational therapy. We put him on supplements. We changed his diet. We injected him with B12 shots. They said that would good, made him very hyper. We did secretin. I took him for these listening therapies, thousands of dollars in these specialized therapies. I had this epiphany. I was in the shower, missing my mom, because my mom died suddenly when Nick was 4, and I gave it to God and said, I feel like I'm failing and I haven't done enough, or nothing's really changed. Please show me the way, what to do with him, and I will do it. I'm going to stop trying to cure him. I'm going to stop trying to change him. I'm just going to accept that this is the gift you gave me. Show me what to do with it, and I will do it. And it's almost like a switch went off. I feel like once I made that declaration in the shower and that, like, okay, I surrender, everything changed.
Wow.
We just accepted him for what he was. And it was almost a little bit of a religious experience, and I tell people that I found my strength in God. And little did I know he was carrying me all that while. I just wasn't focusing on it. But he got me through all that I had been through.
Good morning. How are you? Oh, good. Would you like some breakfast? Relax. Relax. Breathe. Take a breath. 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 Smell. Smell. Look what I have. I have Serenity this morning. Smell.
I went to a conference on a seminar on adolescence in the autism spectrum, and I saw another mom who wrote the book. Her name is Chantal Cecile Kira. She had a son, Jeremy, and she wrote the book Adolescence on the Autism Spectrum. And there I met her son, who was profoundly affected with autism, more so than Nicholas. He seemed more in his own world than Nicholas was. And he got up and co-presented with his mother and was talking on an iPad, typing. And I just remember that surge of, oh my goodness, how is this boy doing this? I want to know more about this. I almost forgot about the book. I said, I want to know, what is Jeremy doing? How did he learn to do that? And she said, oh, it's called RPM, Rapid Prompting Method. And I said, this is something you think my son can do? And she said, absolutely. It's changed our lives. I looked it up, and there was 2 openings, the week before Thanksgiving and the week after. I just booked it. And I went and told my husband, I'm taking Nick to Texas. He said, have you lost your mind? What are you going to Texas for? And I said, I have to, I'm drawn. I'm going to see this communication method. And it was non-invasive. We weren't injecting with anything. We weren't trying to cure him, change him. We were just trying to help him communicate. And in 2012, November, I met my son in Texas for the very first time.
If you see your child who could not communicate and then all of a sudden starts to say, you know, how he feels or what bothers him, and he's never been able to give that to you before, you are in awe of it, and you just want more and more and more of it.
My name is Suzanne Canella, and I'm Nick's teacher. I've been his teacher for the past 13 years. I started out when he was 3. He's now 18. The last actually 6 to 7 years have just been mind-blowing when Nick started actually communicating using his letterboard and practicing the rapid prompting method. So that has been a mind-blowing, changing experience for my life and for Nick's life.
When I first met Nick, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know his name. I spoke to Barbara, his mom, a few minutes before they arrived, but other than that, we didn't know anything about Nick whatsoever.
Okay. E, what would you like? C. O, 2. K. N. O. W. Yes, but specifically, what would you like to know? And just for the record, he talks in like AIM talk sometimes, so you might see like some...
No, that's fine. I'd like to know how I can help you.
O. O. L. O. L. Y. E. Yes. How can she help you? B. Going into it, I've never worked with anybody with special needs. Originally, he wasn't fluent in the RPM with me, so it's a process to get there. It's not something that you can just be like, oh, hey, let me pick up the board and do it. You have to work for it. You have to, put the time in and, make sure he's comfortable enough with you. So Barbara, his mother, makes us read some of the books that she reads, and there is one that was called Ido in Autism Lands. And this particular person who wrote this book, he was an autistic child named Ido, and it was Nicholas to a T. And there were so many things that this person did, and I'm like, oh, that's Nicholas, that's Nick. So I was like, I just said to him one day after that, I was like, oh no, I was like, there's so much more to you than I know. I was like, that's it. I was like, we're done with all of this. Like, you're doing XYZ for me. It's gonna happen. I know you can do it. And, you know, just little here and there, just all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, just unfolded, and he was able to, you know, be able to communicate with me.
That's the whole goal of it. It's just to teach to their potential, to give them that confidence that you are smart, you are intelligent, and I know you can do this. And then the goal of that is for them to make intelligent choices on their own. So it promotes communication and language and, you know, independently using their letter boards.
The tricky part about it is it's a method, and it takes a long time to get where Nick is at this stage. He's already able to just really just tap on the board, communicate, free thought, but it takes time.
N, G by sharing. G, O, D, S, God's. I don't know which pointing to, the O or the I, N, T, E, N, T, intent, God's intent, F, O, R, for, H, E, for he, C, A, N, for he can, C, H, A, N, G, E, for he can change, T, H, E, the, L, I, B, B, S, the lives, O, F, O, A, L, F. Yes, by sharing God's intent for me, for he can change. Would you write for he can change for all? Yeah.
I have 3 children. 2 of them are younger. Nick is the oldest. And my son, Christian, came to me and said, Mom, do you know Nick has supersonic hearing? And I giggled and said, how does he have supersonic hearing? And you know, I wasn't opposed to that. Maybe his hearing is better because he's nonverbal. Maybe his senses were heightened. He said, Mom, watch this. I'm going to go upstairs and say something. And I'm going to come downstairs and ask Nick what I said, and he's going to tell me. So I let this go on, and I thought it was a silly game. I have to be honest with you. I really thought, how cute his brother and him are playing this game. But Nick really can't hear through 3 floors. I doubt he has bionic hearing. And I didn't pay enough attention to it, but one day my son said, Mom, you try it. You try it. Come up here with me. So I went upstairs. I whispered a word to my son. I came downstairs, and Nick said, what did Mom whisper to me? And Nick spelled out the word. What just happened, you know? And then we started really playing with it. Everyone started doing it, and he was getting it right. Then I said, you know what? Don't run upstairs and whisper anything. I don't know if this is a hearing thing that's going on. Write the word down on a piece of paper. So they went, because I didn't want anyone to talk. I had to disprove that this was supersonic hearing. So I said, write the word down on a piece of paper. And they wrote it down, said nothing. I looked at it, and I said, Nick, what did they write on the paper? And he got it.
I think a lot of these children who have certain learning disabilities or certain handicaps are way advanced on a spiritual level than the average person. I think they're closer and tap in closer to God's energy or the creator's energy than the average person.
I got a call from school, and they asked me to come up for a meeting. And they said, do you think that your son is psychic or something? And I said, no, why are you asking me that? And they said, well, he's telling us what we ate for breakfast when we ask him what we ate for breakfast. And I don't just mean he's telling me I ate cereal. He's telling me I ate Special K and a half a banana. And I said, we have to ask him what's going on. Because he communicated very fluently with Sue. He's very connected to her. He calls her his angel on earth.
And who is Sue?
Sue is one of his teachers, his after-school teacher. So she said, Nick, what's going on? They're telling us at school that you're going around telling people what they ate. They're asking you questions and you're answering things. Are you psychic? And he said, no, I'm not psychic. I can't tell the future, but I'm reading their energy.
It was a mind-blowing experience, of course, jaw-dropping, and felt like I was in a sci-fi movie. I felt like we had to tell everybody about this, who we're going to show, how we're going to document this. He had once said that to me. He said, I consider you my angel on earth. And I had asked him, I said, why did you say that? And he said, because you had helped me through my life, and you were the only one that stuck around this long. I've been his teacher since he was 3. He's had therapists come and go, revolving doors. And I've been the only teacher really who stayed since he was 3, where others were great people came and go, but you know, life takes you in other directions. But I guess my job here, my mission here was to be on this journey with Nick.
He said, I'm reading energy. And we said, what does that mean? And he said, because I'm nonverbal, I had to find another way to communicate and read people. He said, so I have this gift, I can read their energy.
One of the reasons why we were invited to the house was because Barbara, Nick's mom, wanted to be able to give Nick the opportunity to further expand his communication skills intuitively. And so we had on that day Virginia Rose Centrillo, psychic medium, and then again we had Patty Farrell, who also joined us in our second visit to the house.
Already the angels are building. I'm feeling Metatron here very strongly. I also feel that Nikki can see auras and pick up energy fields around people, which is an aura, but also who their guides and angels are. So I'm looking forward to see what he picks up on me.
Generally, we don't have information about anybody that we're going to meet simply because we want to keep the mediums out of the loop. We want to be able to have them bring information forward so they can, so the family can validate what they have to bring forward.
I have to say that I'm very honored to be here with both of you. I mean, you're amazing, helping him and guiding him. I think that's wonderful. His mother is a very fantastic woman. So what I'm picking up with Nick is basically, I keep picking up the energy of Mother Mary very strong around him. There's such an abundance of energy. There's a blue-white energy that's coming through that's very strong. I'm also picking up something with the infant of Prague, I guess the little baby Jesus for some reason. I feel Nick's mission is really to work with children that have the same issues he does.
Want to say something?
I, W, U, L, D, I would, L, O, V, E, I would love, T, H, A. T, I would love that.
One day he told me, I was put here to help people, and I want to help people who can't speak, or who are in comas, or who had strokes, or autistic kids who can't talk, and I want to help them have a voice and talk to their families. And I thought, oh, what a beautiful, beautiful thing. And then the reality hit me of, but if I told someone this, or I went to show up with him at a hospital and say, could we go to your coma ward or your stroke ward, they would lock me up and maybe take me away. So I said, maybe my mission needs to change a little bit, and I need to legitimize Nicholas and get him in touch with the right people.
Yeah, I definitely feel that you can work with children. I definitely feel that he has a healing touch. And I feel when he hugs somebody, he's actually trying to take away something from them. And you know, like, or calm them down, or add to their energy, or to ground people. He has that sense. That's what I'm feeling, like he would ground, like to hold or ground you. Or and it also comforts him when he does healing. It comforts him. It makes him stronger. But I definitely feel that you have at least 2 or 3 angels that really are with him at all times. I mean, I know you feel it. You sense things yourself.
A little bit.
I know you do. You feel things. You feel a presence. So if he's sitting in the room by himself, you feel that he's been talking or communicating with somebody. Is that correct?
A little bit.
Yeah, I feel that also with Mom. Maybe that she feels that too. Because he's never alone. He's never alone. He's definitely walking and working constantly with spirit. They're constantly communicating with him at all times. And sometimes it's very frustrating for him to really push that out and let people know that. He didn't know how to express that. You're working all the time, right? With spirit?
L O L LOL Y E S.
The mediums may be able to give Nick and other people like him another output of information, maybe something that may be a little too difficult to convey on a message board. So that's why we have the mediums working with us to communicate with people that are nonverbal.
That frustration all these years and those behaviors, he told me, was because he was capable of so much more, but no one knew it. He felt trapped.
Of course.
So now, when he sees other children, he has said some incredibly profound things to their parents. He told one mom of a young boy, "Your son is very anxious. He has fear, and he needs to know that he's safe. He has a fear of everyone and everything." And the mother started crying. Nick brought more people to tears than I care to say.
But when he holds you, he's actually transferring energy to you or removing. And then if you see him going like this, that means he's clearing it. He knows what he's doing on one level, another level not really. But he knows. He has a great understanding. His third eye chakra is very wide open, so he can see past certain things. If you ever see him staring at something, it's because he's seeing something that you don't understand, or he's seeing another dimension. Okay.
Which happens a lot.
Yeah, yeah. You know, he'll just stare off at something.
And sometimes he smiles, and I'm like,
Or he'll laugh uncontrollably.
yeah, oh, what's so funny, or what are you happy about?
It's conversation. It's conversation. It's conversation with the Creator. It's conversation with angels and guides.
My name is Patricia Farrell. I work as a physical medium, and I'm here to meet Nick. Since I was in my house, there is a dominant female energy that hangs out around Nick. What do you want to say to Patty?
Hi. Okay, I'm a lot. L I okay. I'm a lot like. I'm a lot like. Y. Oh. I'm a lot like you.
I know, Nick. I can see it.
He's been very intuitive with other autistic children who don't speak. And when he met Alex here, he told Nancy, he's not ready yet, but he's going to be ready. And he said, and why is he watching baby shows on his iPad? He was watching like Elmo and things like that. He needs to watch more challenging educational things because he's very, very bright. And Nancy was just like, oh my goodness.
When Nick said to you Alex wasn't ready, he hadn't met me yet. I wasn't there. And when we went to see him at his home, he kind of looked at us touching each other. He saw me with Alex, and he tapped out, "I love this family."
He grabbed he put his hand on my knee and he said, he tapped out, "I love this family." That was so.
And shortly after that, then he said that Alex was ready.
And you know what else he said? He said, when he walked in the room, he tapped out, "Alex," the first time, "Alex is really smart. He is going to amaze you." That was the first time we met. And he said, but he wasn't ready, and that was where it began.
He's extremely intuitive, and there's an incredible amount of knowledge in his
His young 18 years and autistic
Yes.
and nonverbal and everything else.
It's
He's
pretty
amazing.
incredible how wise beyond his years he is for being autistic, and apraxic to boot, where he can't pronunciate any words. But at that moment, I told Nick that he changed our lives. It was very inspirational watching him, and Barbara gave us all the tools and the contacts and the people that we needed to introduce ourselves to get started, and we did promptly.
Your eyes are amazing. Your eyes really talk more so than anything. He really can see past people. Nick, do you like to color? Do you like to color and do, because I feel, does he do any sort of like coloring or painting? Does he touch painting?
He had the what was it, water? It wasn't watercolors, it was like a paint by number thing.
Right.
And he used to really like that. He used to have it, right?
Do you want to do it again?
Yeah.
You want to do it again?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
It's important for him to do that, go back to that.
Okay.
Working with colors and paint and things like that, because that really expresses who he is and it releases a lot of tension. But also when he's doing it, he has a close relationship with his guides and angels.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Do you want to do more the paint by numbers or like freestyle coloring? Like with the paint or crayons? F R E E S C I L. Alright, so I'm gonna show you that.
As I walked in, I started to see a lot of angel buildup around Nikki or Nick. I picked up a blue angel very strong around and near him. He's getting ready to do some painting, and I'm already seeing him being very still and being very focused right now, and I'm actually seeing something on his left-hand side. Ask him about the color of the angel that's near and around him.
What angel is near you or around your neck?
Color.
What color?
Blue. C. H. L, that's where I will. G. E. T, get. M. Y, my. C. O. L. O. R. That's my colors. F. R. O. So you're gonna do the colors of the angels?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So what color was the angel?
He said blue. He said blue. He said blue, that's where I'm going to get all the colors from. So he's going to use the colors of the angels in his painting.
And he's doing these circles, which is quite interesting.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he's aware why he's doing the circles, but on a conscious level, I'm not sure. But on a spiritual level, that's energy. The blue is the energy, and the circles he's making is the circles, if you stand behind him, that's exactly how they would go.
That's what he sees behind him?
That's what I feel, yeah. Because that's exactly how the energy moves. He's someone to communicate that.
Yeah, I know.
He's so frustrated. He loves this. His energy shifted 3 times, and his level became higher up. Like I almost saw him lifting from his body, being in a moment where he's in control.
This color?
Which was interesting. This is what makes him feel. Did you say lighter? Yeah. It's like he's more in control when he's doing it. He likes that. He can do whatever. Not that he isn't in control, because he runs the whole house. Besides that. But otherwise, that's what I'm picking out. Van Gogh is definitely. I was sitting here, and he just like came in on his left-hand side. Van Gogh was very strong. I started to see swirls and going, why am I sitting? And then I realized who I was dealing with. Give him another canvas. Give him another canvas. Yep. Ask if he wants to change canvases.
You want to change?
Pick up your brushing. Thank you.
It's interesting he's changing his strokes now to straight.
Yes, instead of circles.
Yeah, because the energy shifted. That's why I said I think he wanted to change because the energy shifted. I asked Vicky, should we change the canvas? And she asked and he said yes. Then he started to do different strokes because another energy came in. There was the Van Gogh energy, but for some reason he was cloaking himself today. I don't know why. Because I think he didn't want the energy to be too severe on him. Because he wanted him to just be free to see where he's at with the painting. They're trying to manipulate the energy to work with him, but they decided, they said, to tell you that they're going to let him have fun with this. He has to do more of it. His dexterity is a little difficult to manipulate, but they said they're going to work with him. Get. Because this is who he is and what he's expressing. That's what they just told me. But again, I keep picking a very strong Mother Mary energy around him, protecting him. It's an infant of Prague. I don't know why I see this infant.
Mother Mary, so what you're saying is it's Mother Mary, or it's a mother-like energy?
No, this is Mother Mary energy. I know it. And it's very highly, almost like, here, my child, I'm giving you my gifts. That's so you can go out in the world and help others. That's what I'm receiving. It's almost like she's standing there, and I know the energy because I adore her, and I have her all over my house, so she's like a big thing for me. And I know that energy, and I can just see her standing there with this veil just pouring in the energy through his body and say, I'm giving you my gifts to heal others.
I did jokingly say to my husband one day, though, I said that I feel like Mary, and he looked at me and said, you're comparing yourself to Jesus' mother. And I said, I know Nick isn't Jesus, but I feel like I was given a gift. And I have a very big responsibility and job. And it's like, it's exciting, it's frightening, it's all these things wrapped into one. So, like, my husband just looked and laughed like,
no, but I understand. No, I understand what you were saying.
Yes,
I get it. It's a journey that she took with her son and had to sacrifice a lot.
Right.
You're sacrificing a lot for his journey, but you made this pact before you both entered this earth anyway.
So I'm trying to figure all that out because this is all new to me.
Yeah, you're gonna break boundaries with this young man.
He told me once he was going to be famous.
Yeah.
Remember that?
I believe that 100%.
He has a very special gift. He does touch lives in very, very profound ways. I can tell you that from what people say to me about him. When someone meets him, they feel very changed. And I don't know what he's emitting because I don't see what he sees. I ask him, do you see energy? Do you hear energy? Do you feel energy? Which one is it? And he said, it's all.
After Alex's first lesson, which the two of us sat there watching. Before we cried, we were like, what is happening here? We didn't really understand it. But Alex took to it immediately. And at the end of that first RPM lesson, the teacher gave him a few minutes to open-end a free thought, and he tapped out. Tapping on these cool letter boards gives me hope. And we just looked at each other and said, the floodgates are open, what do we need to do? My son is there in a way that we never knew. We always knew he was smart, but he's brilliant. And the things that we've been talking about through RPM in a very short period of time have been overwhelming and profound. We're talking about philosophy and politics and science and history, and it's out of bounds, just the intelligence, the things he's just, it's unbelievable.
When I look in his crown chakra, it is very, very open, and he actually has a heart in it, so that tells me he receives a lot of kind of like love energy, and he's probably loving outward too, because it just seems to be the frequency of energy that is his life force energy. I still want to get up and pace around. I can't move, can I?
Can if you want to, sure.
Yeah,
do it.
I had asked him why he slaps his hands. Why do you do that? He said it raises my frequency. it somehow keeps his frequency, his norm, if you will. But like I said, like I couldn't just sit there. His frequency is way higher than mine. So it's like if I pace around, then I'm able to kind of meet his frequency better. So when he does it, if his frequency, I think, starts to drop, or the physical world starts to kind of pull him down, I think that's when he does that because it raises his frequency.
He sees energy very easily. Like he'll look at, you think he's not looking at you, but he is. He sees something always around people. So it's, people should question him more about that. There's nothing to be ashamed of here. There's nothing to be frightened of. I think people need to understand that children this man, this young man, that all of them have a gift. I mean, every single one of them have a gift. Just because they can't communicate as well as we can, they do communicate, but on many levels. And we should be as lucky as they are, because they see and feel spirit easier than anybody else. It's hard for me, even though I'm doing this work for over 30 years. It's hard for him. It's so easy. It's in a nanosecond. Somebody can come and speak to him. He's very protected. Nothing negative comes near him. And if something does come near him, that's when he starts moving very quickly to chase away a negative energy or a negative thought. So some of those moves that you see him make, I feel he's dispersing the energy. And if he hangs on you or anything like that, all of a sudden he comes or hangs on you, he's pulling something off of you. Or he's changing your energy.
He's always doing that.
Yeah, he's changing your energy. He's shifting energy. So I'm just letting you know that.
It's high level intellect, because with these children, it can't be a mistake that we have so many kids being diagnosed, and that there's this side of their brain that is so highly evolved. I don't think anybody would dispute that. I think that everybody who knows and understands these children knows that there must be something more to it.
The reason I asked you about the mother energies, he was very close to my mother. My mother's gone.
Well, your mother passed, I know. I definitely feel her behind him second to none. I mean, really on top of him, watching every move. And I see, can I ask a question? Did she cook a lot and stuff like that? Was he around her when she was doing something? I see her doing something with her hands. Was he present around when she was doing, I don't know what exactly, if it was cooking or sewing, but I saw her doing
She did cook a lot, but he was very young. But
I see that he was nearby, not far from her.
Yeah.
That's
she
what I
watched
keep
him.
saying.
She
Yeah,
watched him.
because I see that, and she, and I feel something with singing. Who sang to him?
She did.
Okay, because I feel like singing, and he still hears her voice.
Yeah.
She actually sits on the edge of his bed. And
He told us that.
Yeah, he
yes,
says that,
she
He
actually,
also told me that she got in my bed.
okay, no, don't say anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I can't do my job properly.
I'm not
Anyway,
sorry.
these people are fired. No, but I see him sitting on the edge of his bed and talking to him and reading stories to him and petting him to calm him down for the rest of the day. And singing. But I definitely feel she comes to you also, because you don't know how your day went. You're like, before you go to sleep, and she calms you down. She also says that she does hear you when you do speak to her and ask her questions, or like show you something or ask questions. I don't know if you're doing it in the car or in the shower or in the house, but she does come to you. I also see you crying, and sometimes like, am I doing the right thing? Ma, I wish you were here. That kind of conversation, if I'm correct about that.
You are.
Okay, I definitely feel that. But she is definitely, oh my God, she is so strong around you. It's amazing, and he knows that, and he feels her. So,
That's good to know.
I'm just letting you know. And I see somebody he was a little like grab his toes and tickle, and I don't know if that was her, but she keeps showing me this over and over again.
She keeps making reference to this angelic presence around him. Does he ever say he speaks to these higher realms, like Archangel Michael?
Yeah, he says he speaks to a lot of things.
Yeah.
With the assistance of Virginia and Patty, bring information to the family about their loved ones that have passed, and give them some insight as to what Nick sees, how he feels, how he communicates, and so they can work better together and pretty much bridge that gap between the RPM and his intuitive skills. So the mediums are there to help him and to help the family understand what that's about.
5 years ago when this all started coming out, we had asked Nick, you need to write a book, we need to show everybody. This was like before RPM and rapid prompting, and everybody like really knew what was going on. And he said no, he wasn't ready. But it wasn't really until like a year and a half, 2 years ago that we asked him again. I said, you're incredible. We really need to share this. And he said, okay, I'm ready. So that's when he came, Barbara and him and I, we all went on this journey together. We're just having these conferences and conventions all around Staten Island.
He keeps saying to me, he wants to write more. He wants to write. He keeps saying, like, I want to write a book. He keeps saying, do you want to write a book, Nick?
We talked about doing that together.
Do you want to write a book, Nick?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a fantastic idea.
It's my G O.
Go.
That's my goal.
That's right.
It's
He definitely wants
and
to do it,
he's
yeah.
telling me in a mental survey, he says, it's part of his purpose here to write this, to show others, you're perceiving me one way, but look at what's going on here,
He really is tapping into a very high realm.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he's telling me, actually, futuristically, he's telling me, you'll write the one book, but I think he's going to end up writing 3.
I got the number 3.
Yeah.
I got the number 3. Very strong, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
because
100%.
I think the first 2 are kind of geared towards opening up the adult mind a little bit more, or the older person's mind, but I really think the 3rd one, he gets a lot of fun energy about him, and he is kind of like looking more to connect with children that are like him, so that they understand.
Let's put it this way. In the next couple of years, they're going to be very busy on
Yes,
psychic,
you
doing
will.
lectures and everything. Yeah.
Yes, you will.
You're going to love all this attention because you really have a wonderful message, Nick, to get out there and speak to everybody. You really need to get this out with your mom.
I mean, Nick DeMora, he wants to go to college. He wants to save the world, and he probably will. He wants to do things that I guarantee you, before he was 13 years old, nobody ever thought he was going to do anything.
He wants to be a rapper.
He wants to be a rapper. He probably will be better than Eminem, that kid. I tell you.
I feel like Mary. Jesus.
Oh,
Amen.
I
feel like Mary.
Perfect. Yes, I like that.
Perfect.
That's
I
what
feel like God gave me this gift, and
Exactly.
He trusted me with it.
Exactly.
And now it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Exactly. So I see, because I took off like a
Sorry,
lot of.
Jesus.
Why do you apologize?
Well, I don't want to equate myself with my son to Jesus.
Why would you not? The Lord said, "Who I am, you are."
That's right.
I am, right?
Who I am, you are. So he would be
His image.
thrilled if you said yes. Here's a consciousness of the Christ coming in, and here's a consciousness of the Christ coming in, and we're here to wake you people up.
It's all God's work, too.
It's why me and Ginger do the work in the first place.
Exactly.
Is that the whole reason you do the work?
Yes,
It's the
of
whole
course.
reason I do the work.
The first time I ever sat down with you, I saw Mother Mary very strong between the both of you. So she is telling you you're on the path.
I can't tell you what an ambassador Barbara is, and Nick. And Nick, all he wants to do is help people. It's his mission. It's insanely amazing how he's just going to be a voice of reckoning. He is going to be a voice it's going to be really fun to watch how it goes for him.
The world will know
who Nick DeMora is. Because
Can't imagine him
it's not just about the lucky thing that we found that these kids can communicate. It's just that he's really happens to be really an amazing, brilliant person, as we already said. But he's going to show people some amazing things, and our lives are forever changed, and we're just tipping this. It's the tip of the iceberg for us now.
Just scratching the
So
surface.
right at the beginning of something that I've never had as much emotion in my life as I have with this.
He has changed my mind. He has changed my philosophy on teaching. He has opened my world, my heart, my mind. I feel like I'm a better person. I look at things differently now because of Nick. I notice the world differently and nature differently. And he has really confirmed what I've always kind of believed in my heart to be true, that we are all more than just the shell of our outer beings, that we all are here connected in another form that it might not make sense to the majority of people, but it makes sense to me. It makes sense to Nick and everybody else who gets it.
The third eye is definitely this year. Oof. So connected to your Creator. Very connected. You got such a beautiful, gentle soul. You really do. God bless you. You can help a lot of people, right, Nick?
T H A T S. That's T H E. That's the P L A N. That's the plan. L O L.
That's right.